Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is July 18th, 2023, and a report is claiming that Barcelona are short 60 million euros, and as a result, they're not going to be able to register any of their contract renewals or their new signings. Also, the club have secured a new signing during this summer transfer market. And finally, Barcelona are tracking a German Wonderkid. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo, and before we begin with the news, just a quick reminder to make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way in helping this small channel continue to grow. Also, if you are looking for any Barcelona jersey or merchandise, including the new 2023-2024 home kit, which a lot of people were asking me about because especially here in the US, Nike always delays the release of the Barcelona jerseys. Well, I'm here to tell you that Kitback does have the new jersey and they are running a 15% sale for any new users. So make sure to go check them out. The link is down below in the description. Now we begin with the news that today a report in the Spanish media was released stating that Barcelona were short 60 million euros. And as a result, they're not going to be able to register any of their contract renewals, such as Marcos Alonso, Sergi Roberto, Alejandro Balde, and Ronald Araujo, and that the club are not going to be able to register any of their new signings either, such as Íñigo Martínez and İlkay Gundogan. Now, the report states that Barcelona are short 60 million euros because when they sold 49% of the Barca media to Orpheus Media and to Socios.com, it seems both companies have yet to pay Barcelona what they owe them, and as such, Barcelona are short 60 million euros, and as a result, they're not going to be able to register any of the new contracts or their contract renewals, even if they end up selling players during this summer transfer market. Now, I'm here to tell you this report is semi-true and semi-false. The part about Orpheus Media and Socios.com owing Barcelona 60 million euros is reported to be true. However, the part that Barcelona are not going to be able to register any of their contract renewals or any of the new signings is absolutely false, as Barcelona are transmitting total confidence and they're not worried at all because they know that they are going to be able to register all of these players before the summer transfer market closes on September 1st. Now, I'm not surprised at all that this report was released today because as soon as the media started talking and discussing Real Madrid's finances, which I talked about in yesterday's live stream, all of a sudden here we have a sensational headline stating that Barcelona will not be able to register any of their new players, which of course is absolutely false. Barcelona, again, they're transmitting full confidence that they will be able to register all the new signings and the contract renewals. And of course, this is nothing new. This is exactly what we heard last summer when first they told us that Barcelona were not going to be able to sign any new players, yet they signed a total of 8 players. Then they said Barcelona were not going to be able to register any of those contracts, and yet Barcelona registered all of those contracts. And this summer has been the same exact thing, where they told us that Barcelona were not going to be able to sign anyone, and yet we've signed 3 players, with the 4th one to be announced pretty soon. And now they're telling us that we're not going to be able to sign any players. But again, Barcelona are transmitting total confidence. There's absolutely nothing to worry about. And speaking of Barcelona players, the preseason is still in full swing. And today, more players returned from vacation to join the preseason, including Robert Lewandowski, Mark ter Stegen, and Frank Kessie, whose vacations were a bit longer because they did participate in international matches. And of course, İlkay Gundogan, who was presented yesterday as an official Barcelona player, also joined the preseason for the first time as a Barcelona player. Now tomorrow, the Barcelona squad will be traveling to the USA in order to begin their preseason tour. And it's reported that even though the club wanted to keep all the players that they're planning to offload in the city of Barcelona, it seems that Xavi has decided to take all those players with him to the preseason. Now, the decision to exclude all the players that Barcelona are planning to offload was from Matteo Alemany, because he's a person who's known to be very direct and very strict as far as offloading players and letting them know that the club does not count on them. But despite Alemany's decision to want to keep the players that will be offloaded in Barcelona, Xabi decided that he wanted to take them with him to the preseason. And it seems that Xabi has won out over Matteo Alemany, and all players who will be offloaded or that Barcelona are planning to offload, like Clement Lenglet, Serginho Dest, and Nico, will be traveling with the team to the USA tomorrow, unless, of course, they do seal their exits prior to that planned trip. Now, one player who will not be traveling with the team to the USA for the preseason tour is Pablo Torre, because today Barcelona officially announced the news that I broke to you in yesterday's live stream, which is that Pablo Torre has officially joined Girona on loan. Now, this will be a one-season loan with no option or obligation to buy, where Barcelona are going to cover a third of Pablo Torre's salary. And of course, this is part of the operation to sign Oriol Romeo from Girona in order to replace Sergio Busquets in that pivot position. Now, as I've said before, I really think that this will be a great loan deal for Pablo Torre, where he's joining an excellent team that plays beautiful football and it has very similar style to Barcelona. And where also Pablo Torre will be joining a great coach, which is Mitchell. So I think this will be a very fruitful loan for Pablo Torre. And I'm not the only one who thinks that. It looks like all the Barcelona sporting staff think the same exact thing, including Xabi, who are all happy that Pablo Torre will be getting more playing time so he can continue his growth and development. Now, having said that, it's reported that Barcelona will be announcing the signing of Oriol Romeo tomorrow, Wednesday, July the 19th. So stay tuned to the channel for that official announcement. Now, speaking of exits, as I reported in yesterday's live stream, Juventus have made Barcelona an official offer for Frank Kessie, because the Italian club want to replace Paul Pogba, who will be joining the Saudi Pro League with the Ivorian midfielder. Now, since Xabi has decided to take the entire team to the preseason tour here in the USA, including Frank Kessie, it seems that Barcelona have decided to meet with Juventus in person here in the USA, as Barcelona and Juventus are set to play the first friendly match of Barcelona during the preseason tour in Santa Clara, California. Now, as I mentioned in yesterday's live stream, Juventus's offer to Barcelona was for a loan with an option to buy, which Barcelona were not too happy about, because they want to either offload Frank Kessie permanently, or if it's going to be a loan, they want a loan with an obligation to buy, because they don't want to have to worry about Frank Kessie next summer. And as I also mentioned in yesterday's live stream, even though Frank Kessie did not want to leave to the Serie A because he considered that that was a closed chapter in his career, it's looking like he's becoming more and more accepting, and he's liking the offer from Juventus more and more with each passing day, because he will be in charge of the midfield of the Italian club. So we're going to have to see whether Barcelona and Juventus will be able to reach a deal in order to transfer the Ivorian midfielder here on American soil. Now, on to the news that Barcelona have secured another signing during this summer transfer market, and this signing is Tudor Mendel-idowu. Now, Tudor is an 18-year-old left-footed winger who's described as an excellent dribbler and a very powerful winger who came up through the Chelsea academy. And he's considered as one of the brightest prospects in all of Europe. And in fact, he's been labeled as the brightest prospect to come out of the Chelsea footballing academy. Now, Tudor did not renew his contract with Chelsea, and as a result, he will be signing for Barcelona as a free agent. And this will be a Barca Athletic signing, where Deco is hard at work trying to sign a new talent for Barca Athletic, with the idea that Barcelona would groom this player and prepare him to be a starter on the first team. Now, it seems that many clubs were after Tudor, including Arsenal, Manchester City, Bayern Munich as well. But yet, Barcelona were able to beat all these major clubs and convince one of the brightest talents in Europe, or one of the brightest prospects in Europe, to join Barcelona, which is a huge testament to the amazing work that Deco is doing in signing young talent as future bets for the team. Now, speaking of young prospects, Deco is still hard at work trying to recognize or trying to identify young talent in the market. And it's reported that Barcelona are currently tracking the Dortmund and the German Wonderkid Al-Mughira Kabar. Now Kabar is a 17-year-old left back who currently plays for Dortmund, and he's considered as one of the brightest prospects in German football. And it's reported that Barcelona are trying to sign Kabar away from Dortmund for the Barca Athletic as well, with the idea that he would later become Alejandro Balde's substitute, and maybe he can even challenge Alejandro Balde in the left back position. Now, of course, Dortmund are not in favor of offloading Kabar because he is one of their wonder kids or one of their crown jewels of their academy. However, Barcelona are already hard at work coming up with a plan in order to take this youngster away from the Bundesliga club and bring him over to Barcelona to join all this new talent brewing up in the Barca Athletic, as Barcelona are preparing for a very long and bright future. Now we will end today's video with the brief news that Leo Messi has trained for the first time with his new team, Inter Miami, who have announced the signing of Sergio Busquets and who have also announced that they are working on signing Jordi Alba. So it looks like we're gonna see the three friends play together once again, which in my opinion is very exciting news. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions with all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.